So in the previous class, I was discussing about the motion in a vertical circle. I have already explained you how to find the magnitude of the tension in the string at the lowest position, and also magnitude of tension in the string at the highest position of the bob of simple pendulum. And the bob of simple pendulum is rotated in the vertical circular path, that its total mechanical energy is constant. So as I was discussing, I was showing the notes for this motion in a vertical circle in the previous class. So I would like to show the notes continuation to what I have been discussing or showing in the previous class. That is the continuous for continuation. So I am going to show you the notes here, the continuity, I mean next part of the notes. So at the instant when the string makes an angle theta with a downward vertical, centripetal force on the bob is T minus mg cos theta, that is equal to mv square by r. This I explained you in my previous class, that at the particular instant when the string makes some angle theta with a downward vertical, the weight mg acts vertically downwards. The tension force by the string on the bob acts along the string and away from the bob. So as I discussed here, you can resolve this weight mg into rectangular components along the string and perpendicular length of string. The component mg cos theta acts along the string and away from point of suspension, that is opposite to the direction of the tension force. So magnitude centripetal force of bob is equal to net force towards center, that is equal to T minus mg cos theta. So from Newton's second law, that is equal to mass into magnitude of the acceleration towards center, that is m into v square by r. Where v is the linear speed of the bob at that particular instant when the string makes an angle theta with a downward vertical. So at the instant shown in the figure, magnitude of the tangential force on the bob is equal to mg sin theta. That you can write mass into magnitude of the tangential acceleration. So magnitude of the tangential acceleration, you get g sin theta. So you can find the magnitude of centripetal force on the bob or magnitude of tension on the string at any instant during the motion in the vertical circle by substituting the values of theta and v at that instant. So at the lowest position theta will be 0, so cos theta will be cos 0 degrees will be 1. Then the equation for centripetal force becomes T minus mg equal to mv square by r. So at the lowest position theta equal to 0 and v will be written as v1 or u. The magnitude of tension at the lowest position would denote by T1. So T1 minus mg cos theta equal to mv1 square by r. So the same equation we have written, I have written earlier. At the highest position theta will be 180 degrees, so cos theta will be cos 180 degrees or minus 1. That is T2 minus mg cos 180 degrees equal to mv2 square by r. T is the magnitude of tension at the in the string at the highest position. At the instant when the string is horizontal, theta will be 90 degrees. And you can write T minus mg cos 90 degrees equal to mv square by r. Or magnitude of the tension in the string will be equal to mv square by r, or same as the magnitude of the centripetal force on the bob at the instant when the string makes an angle of 90 degrees with the downward vertical. That is at the instant when the string is horizontal. So those who are writing the notes, please finish writing the notes up to here. If you need more time to copy the notes, you can take a pause and copy the notes. I'm going to the next slide. At the particular instant when the string makes an angle theta with the downward vertical, the vertical height of center of mass of the bob above the lowest position is given by h equal L into 1 minus cos theta, where L is the distance between the point of suspension and center of mass of the bob. Come on, finish writing. So whatever conclusions I have discussed so far, in the case of motion of bob or simple pendulum, there will be similar conclusions hold good even for the motion of a block moving around a smooth circular track in the vertical plane. So when we solve a problem based on motion of a block moving around a smooth circular track in the vertical plane, we get similar equations of motion, similar equations for centripetal force on the body for different positions. As I discussed in the previous class, if you consider the bob of a simple pendulum suspended by a string which is given sufficiently high initial velocity at the lowest position in the horizontal direction, which is more than root phi gr, then it keeps rotating in the vertical circular path continuously such that its total mechanical energy remains constant. So that its total mechanical energy remains constant. Then, as I discussed earlier, at the lowest position the weight mg acts vertically downwards. The tension force by the string on the bob acts upwards. You need not copy the running notes now. Please stop writing and concentrate only to listen. Don't write the notes now. So at the lowest position we write T1 minus mg equal to mu square by r or mv1 square by r. The similar way, if you consider a block of mass m moving around a smooth circular track in the vertical plane, let us suppose the block is given sufficiently high initial velocity of magnitude u in the horizontal direction of the lowest position, so that it keeps moving in the vertical circular path continuously. So at the lowest position, the weight mg of the block acts vertically downwards, but instead of tension, you have normal reaction. That's the only difference here. That means the equations for centripetal force, which we write for different positions of the block moving around the smooth circular track in the vertical plane, are similar to the equations for the centripetal force of the bob I have discussed in the earlier class. Only difference, in place of tension you find normal reaction. As I discussed earlier in Newton's laws, when a block is placed in contact with a smooth surface, the normal reaction force of the block by the surface in contact acts perpendicular to surface in contact and directed away from surface in contact. Let N1 denote the magnitude of normal reaction force on the block by the smooth surface at the lowest position. So at the lowest position, the normal reaction force acts towards center of curvature of circular path. At all the instant throughout the motion around smooth circular track, at any position of the block, the normal reaction force on the block by the smooth surface acts perpendicular to smooth surface and directed away from surface. Means it acts toward the center of curvature of circular path. So at the lowest position, magnitude of centripetal force of the block, can write N1 minus mg. According to Newton's second law, that will be equal to product of mass of the block and magnitude of acceleration towards center. That is equal to mu square by r, where u is the magnitude of velocity at the lowest position. As I discussed earlier, in the case of Bob's simple pendulum, rotating in vertical circular path, under the condition the total mechanical energy is constant at the highest position, both the tensional force by the string on the bob and its weight mg of the bob act towards center of circular path. So you need not copy this whole discussion now, because already I have discussed this in the past. You need not write running notes. I want to just show the comparison of the equations for this case, or similarity for these two cases. So magnitude of the centripetal force on the bob of simple pendulum at the highest position of the bob, you can write T2 plus mg equal to mv2 square by r. Here at the highest position, u can be written as v1. The similar way, at the instant, if you coming to the case of blocks moving around smooth circular track in the vertical plane, at the highest position, both the weight mg of the block and normal reaction force on the block by the surface of the track both act towards center of curvature of the track. So at the highest position, magnitude of centripetal force of the block is equal to N2 plus mg. That is equal to mv square by r. You get similar relationship between N1 and N2, similar to the relation we have discussed between T1 and T2 in the previous class. As I discussed in the previous class, the difference between from using conservation of energy, I have shown that. I don't want to repeat the calculation as it is. I want to just remind you what I have discussed. So V1 square minus V2 square equal 4gr, and substituting this value, subtracting this equation from this equation and substituting this value, you get difference in the magnitude of tension in the string at the lowest position and magnitude of the tension in the string at the highest position is equal to 6 times the magnitude of weight mg of the bar. The similar way here also, to subtract this equation from this equation and apply conservation of mechanical energy for the motion of the block around smooth circular track, you get difference in the magnitude of normal reaction on the block by the surface of the track at the lowest position and magnitude of normal reaction on the block by the track at the highest position, 6 times the magnitude of weight mg of the block. And whatever conditions I have discussed for velocities at the highest and lowest position, same conditions apply here also. I told you for the bob of simple pendulum to rotate in the vertical circular path at all the instants, the tension in the string should be greater than 0 at all the instants. The similar way here also, for the block to move around the smooth circular track in the vertical plane, and the vertical circle around smooth track continuously, the magnitude of the normal reaction should be greater than 0 at all the instants. The magnitude of the normal reaction on the block by surface of smooth track will be maximum at the lowest position and minimum at the highest position. So magnitude of the normal reaction will be greater than 0 at all the instants if magnitude of normal reaction at the highest position is greater than 0. That means mv2 square by r minus mg must be greater than 0. So V2 must be magnet of velocity at the highest position should be greater than root gr. So minimum magnet of the velocity or speed which the block should have at the highest position to complete a vertical circle is root gr, and by similar calculation the magnet of the minimum initial velocity which the block must have at the lowest position to complete a vertical circle is root phi gr. That means whatever conclusions I have discussed in the case of a motion of bob of simple pendulum, and whatever equations I have discussed for the motion of the bob of simple pendulum rotating the vertical circular path under the condition that total mechanical energy is constant. Same equations are applicable for the block moving around smooth circular track in the vertical plane, where its total mechanical energy remains constant. Only difference is in place of tension you find normal reaction. As I discussed just before this, at the instant when the string is horizontal, the magnet of tension in the string is given by mv square by r for the bob of simple pendulum. And similarly, in this case, at the instant when the block reaches one end of the horizontal diameter of circular track, the magnet of the normal reaction on the block I denote by N3 is equal to mv square by r. So next I am going to discuss some special cases in the motion in a vertical circle. Now just stop writing and just concentrate only to listen. So I am going to discuss some special cases. In the motion in a vertical circle, suppose the bob of a simple pendulum is initially at rest at the lowest position, suspended by string of length L. I mean, the simple pendulum has length L. Suppose the bob of the simple pendulum is given initial velocity of magnitude u at the lowest position, which is less than root phi g r, but greater than root 2 g l. Later we will be discussing that if the magnet of the initial velocity given to the bob in the horizontal direction at the lowest position is root 2 g l, then it moves in a semicircular path. So in this case, as I already discussed in the earlier class, to rotate in vertical circular path continuously, the magnet of the initial velocity that should be given to the bob at the lowest position is equal to root phi gr. But in the present discussion, the magnet of the initial velocity given to the bob at the lowest position less than root phi gr, but more than root 2 gr or root 2 gl. Here radius of circular path, take it as length of the pendulum. So in this case, the string slackens at some instant before it reaches the highest position. So I would like to calculate the vertical height above the lowest position at which the tension of the string becomes zero, or string slackens. Slackens means the string becomes loose like this. So as I discussed in the derivation in the previous class, for the bob to rotate in vertical circular path continuously, the string should not slacken, and for that the magnet of initial velocity at the lowest position should be more than root phi gr. That means if the magnet of the initial velocity at the lowest position is less than root phi gr, the string slackens before it reaches the highest position. Let h1 be the vertical height above the lowest position at which the string slackens, means becomes loose. That means h1 is the vertical height above the lowest position at which the magnet of tension of the string becomes zero. So I would like to find the value of H1. So applying the conservation of energy in general, as I told you, if U is the magnitude of the initial velocity given to the bob at the lowest position and V is the magnitude of velocity at a height h above the lowest position, then you can write V square equal to U square minus 2gh from conservation of energy. As I already explained in the previous class, in the case of motion of the bob of simple pendulum rotating in the vertical circular path, if U is the magnitude of the initial velocity given to the bob at the lowest position, and V is the magnitude of the velocity of the bob at the instant when it is a vertical height h above the lowest position, then if the total mechanic of the bob remains constant, we can write V square equal to U square minus 2gh. And magnitude of the equation for the centripetal force on the bob at the instant when the string makes some angle theta with the downward vertical is given by T minus mg cos theta equal to mv square by r. Here radius of circular path same as the length of the simple pendulum. So if you consider a general position, please don't copy the notes, just listen here. I will show you the notes later. Let's see the point of suspension. At a particular distance, let us suppose theta is the angle made by the string with the downward vertical. Here this is the A is the position of the, or P is the position of the bob, center of mass of the bob, and N is the foot of the perpendicular dropped from the point P on the vertical line passing through point of suspension. The length from S to P equal to L. The length from S to A is also equal to L. So this length is H. This height, that means H is the vertical height of the bob above the lowest position. Here A is the lowest position, and P is the position of the bob at the instant when it is at the height H above the lowest position. So distance from S to N, S to E, A minus N to A, that is L minus H. So cos theta you can write in this rectangle triangle SNP, Sn by Sp, that is L minus H by L. So you can substitute here T minus mg into L minus H by L, and V square you can write U square minus 2gh. So we want to find the vertical height above the lowest position at which the tension in the string becomes 0. That means tension in the string becomes 0. We assumed that at height h equal to h1. So you can take t equal to 0 on the left side and h equal to h1 on both sides of the equation. So this we can solve for h1. So m by L gets cancelled on both sides. Get minus GL plus GH1 equal to U square minus 2GH1. Now if you take the terms containing H1 to the left hand side, GH1 plus 2GH1 is equal to U square plus GL. So 3GH1 equal to U square plus GL. So the vertical height above the lowest position at which the magnitude of tension the string becomes 0 or string slackens will be given by U square plus GL by 3G. So I would like to next show you the notes for this case. Now come on, those who are writing the notes, you get ready with your notebook and pen. So look at the screen. First I am going to show you the conclusion. I am going to read out the conclusion. So you can copy the conclusion first, later you can copy the working or proof for the conclusion. I am going to read out the conclusion here. If the bob of simple pendulum of length L is projected horizontally with initial speed u at the lowest position, and the vertical height above the lowest position at which the tension of the string becomes 0 is given by h1 equal to u square plus gl by 3g. Of course, this conclusion is valid only if u is less than root 5 gl but more than root 2 gl. Those are writing the notes, come on. You can take a pause and finish writing the notes up to this step. Next I am going to show the working for this conclusion. This is the figure here. This is the lowest position of the bob. P is the position of the bob at the instant when the string makes an angle theta with the downward vertical. N is the foot of the perpendicular dropped from the point P and the vertical line passing through the point of suspension. So this distance from S to N as explained is L minus H, and distance from S to P is L. So cos theta can write as N by SP, that is L minus H by L. And equation for centripetal force on the bob is given by T minus mg cos theta equal mv square by R. Come on, all of you, finish writing the notes up to here. Those who are writing the notes, please take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. Next I am going to show you the continuation for this. So you can substitute in the equation, previous equation, T minus mg cos theta equal mv square by R. You can substitute cos theta equal N minus H by L. Right side v square, you can write u square minus 2gh. So at h equal to h1, t is 0. So you can substitute t equal to 0 on the left side. When you substitute h equal to h1 on the right side, that means this h1 will be greater than L but less than 2L. That means the position where tension in the string vanishes or becomes 0 lies between the highest position and the horizontal position of string. You can cancel m by L on both sides. So you can take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. Next I am going to show the continuation for this. You can cancel m by L on both sides. Get minus g into L minus h1 equal to u square minus 2gh. This you can simplify as explained earlier. So you get h1 equal to u square plus gl by 3g. Come on, take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. So next I am going to discuss the next special case, one more special case. So I am going to next discuss second case. You again stop writing here, you just concentrate only to listen. I will show you the notes for this. Next. So I am going to discuss the condition for oscillation. So let us consider the bob of simple pendulum projected horizontally with initial velocity of magnitude u from the lowest position, such that it moves under influence of gravity and tension force by the string. The vertical plane such that its total mechanical energy remains constant. Let h2 be the vertical height above the lowest position at which the velocity of the bob of the pendulum becomes 0. That means I am discussing the oscillatory motion of the bob of simple pendulum, which oscillate to and fro in the vertical plane with an angular amplitude theta naught. You just concentrate to listen, don't write running notes now. I'll show you the notes later. Let h2 be the vertical height above the lowest position at which the magnitude velocity of the bob becomes 0. So as I already explained, from conservation of energy, total mechanical energy of the bob at the lowest position is equal to total mechanical energy of the bob at the highest position. The lowest position, kinetic energy is half mv square, potential energy is 0. At the highest position, kinetic energy is 0, potential energy is mgh2. So the vertical height above the lowest position at which magnitude of the velocity of the bob becomes 0. That means v becomes 0 at h equal to h2, u square by 2g. In the previous case, I have discussed that the height above the lowest position at which tension in the string becomes 0 is denoted by h1. So the bob of simple pendulum oscillates to and fro about the lowest position in the vertical plane only if velocity becomes 0 at an instant earlier than before tension becomes 0. The bob of the simple pendulum oscillates to and fro in the vertical plane such that the string remains taut or straight at all the instants during the oscillations. Only if velocity of the bob becomes 0 before the tension of the string becomes 0. That means the condition for oscillation is that the magnitude of the velocity of the bob should become 0 before the tension of the string becomes 0. That means h2 must be less than or equal to h1. h2 is u square by 2g. h1 equal to u square plus gl by 3g. So g gets cancelled. So cross multiplying here, 3u square should be less than or equal to 2u square plus 2gl. So 3u square minus 2u square less than or equal to 2gl, or u square should be less than or equal to 2gl. So the condition for oscillation is that the magnitude of the initial velocity given to the bob in the horizontal direction at the lowest position should be less than or equal to root 2gl or less than or equal to root 2gr. Suppose if you take u equal to exactly root 2gl, then u square will be 2gl, then h2 will be u square by 2g. That means 2gl by 2gl. That means if u is exactly equal to root 2gl and the bob of simple pendulum oscillates in a semicircular path about the lowest position, so here in this case the magnitude of the tension in the string will be again, if you consider the bob of simple pendulum which oscillates to and fro about the lowest position in the vertical plane, magnitude of the tension in the string is maximum at the lowest position, minimum at the highest position. So in the equation T minus mg cos theta equal to mv square by r, can write T is minimum when theta equal to theta naught. Here theta naught is the angular amplitude. Theta equal to theta naught, velocity is 0 at the highest position. So magnitude of the minimum tension in the string at the highest position equal to mg cos theta naught. So I am going to show you the notes for this special case too. Come on, get ready with your notebook and pen. So come on, you can start writing the notes now. First I am going to read out the conclusion for case 2. First you can copy the conclusion. Later I will show you the working for the conclusion. I am going to read out the conclusion of the case 2. The bob of simple pendulum of length L is projected horizontally with initial speed u. Then it oscillates to and fro about the lowest position in a vertical plane if u is less than or equal to root 2 gl. That is the conclusion. So I am showing the working here. U is the magnetic velocity at the lowest position, and V is the magnetic velocity at height h above the lowest position. So from conservation of energy, you can write half mu square plus 0. We assume the gravitational potential is 0 to be at the lowest position. Half mv square is mgh, or v square equal to u square minus 2gh. This equation already familiar for you. At h equal to h2, v is 0. So you can substitute v equal to 0 on the left side, at h equal to h2 on the right side. So you get u square equal to gh2. Come on, all of you first finish writing the notes up to here. You can take a pause and finish writing the notes up to here. I am going to show the continuation for this. So maximum height above the lowest position to which the bob rises is h2 equal to u square by 2g. The condition of oscillation is h2 is less than or equal to h1. As shown in the figure, the two highest positions of the bob during the oscillatory motion, and theta naught is the angular amplitude. So condition of oscillation h2 must be less than or equal to h1. Here h1 is the vertical height above the lowest position at which the magnet of tension the string becomes 0. The previous case when we have discussed that h1 equal to u square plus gl by 3g. So h2 is u square by 2g. So condition of oscillation is that the magnet of velocity should become 0 earlier than, or magnet velocity should become 0 at an instant earlier before the tension of the string becomes 0. So h2 must be less than or equal to h1. You can substitute h2 equal to u square by 2g and h1 equal to u square plus gl by 3g. So from this, if you cross multiply, you get 3u square less than or equal to u square plus 2gl, or u square less than or equal to 2gl. This is the condition for oscillation, or u is less than or equal to 2gl. Come on, finish writing the notes up to here. I am going to show the continuation for this. At the highest position, V is 0, and from the same previous figure I told you, T minus mg cos theta naught can be taken as 0. That means basic equation for centripetal force is T minus mg cos theta equal to mv square by r. So at the highest position, take V equal to 0 and theta equal to theta naught. Magnetic tension is minimum at the highest position. So at the highest position, magnet the radial acceleration will be 0. And if u square equal to gl, you get h2 equal to l. That means the bob oscillates in a semicircular path around the lowest position if u equal to root of 2gl. Okay, you finish writing the notes up to here. In case you need more time to copy the notes, you can take a pause and complete the writing the notes. So next I am going to discuss one more special case, case 3. A bit different from the earlier discussion, motion of vertical circle. Earlier I have discussed the motion of bob of simple pendulum suspended by a string. Here instead of string, suppose the bob of simple pendulum is attached to the lower end of a light rigid rod, forming a simple pendulum of length L. So suppose the bob is given some initial loss. You just listen here, you can copy the notes later. Of magnitude u at the lowest position. Then, so that it can rotate a vertical circular path. Here the bob of simple pendulum is suspended from lower end of a light rigid rod, forming a simple pendulum of length L. So in this case, even if the magnetic velocity at the highest position, even if the magnetic velocity at the highest position is less than root gr, but greater than 0, the bob can complete a vertical circle, because here the bob is not attached to one end of a string. The bob is attached to one end of a light rigid rod which does not slacken at the highest position, even if magnetic velocity at the highest position is less than root gr. So because the bob is attached to lower end of a light rigid rod which does not slacken, which does not become loose at any instant during the motion. So in this case, to complete a vertical circle, only thing needed is that the magnetic velocity of the bob when it reaches the highest position should be greater than 0. If it is able to cross the highest position even with negligible velocity, it can complete a vertical circle. So if you apply conservation of mechanical energy, total mechanical at the lowest position is equal to half mu square. We can assume gravitational potential energy to be 0 at the lowest position. At the highest position, kinetic energy equal to half mv square. Gravitational potential equal to mgh. Here vertical height of the bob between the highest and lowest position is equal to twice the length of the pendulum. So you can solve this equation by multiplying with 2 and dividing with m. You get v square equal to u square minus 4gl. So to complete a vertical circle, v square should be greater than 0, or u square should be greater than 4gl, or u should be greater than root 4gl. So magnet the minimum initial velocity which the bob should be given at the lowest position in this case to complete a vertical circle is only root 4gl, but not root 5gl. Now again you get ready to write the notes for case 3. I will read the conclusion first. You can copy the working later. Consider a small bob attached to the lower end of a light rigid rod forming a simple pendulum of length L. The magnet the minimum initial velocity which should be given imparted to the bob at the lowest position in the horizontal direction to just complete a vertical circle is root 4gl. Come on, take a pause and complete writing the conclusion first. Later working you can write here. Conservation of energy. Come on, finish. Take a pause and finish writing the notes. Working for this conclusion. I will be discussing one more special case for in the motion vertical circle in my next class.